the activity 4. So you were asked to prepare the profit and loss statement. So all the income and expenses from this, you can take it to the profit and loss. The capital, the assets, equity, liability, you don't take. That is the capital, bank loan, 10% fixed deposit, building, trade debtors, cash balance, all of these you don't take, because that is, we use that to prepare the financial statement, that is statement of financial position. So profit and loss, we use only income and expenses, and to do statement of financial position, we will take the rest, assets, equity and liability. So that is our lesson for today. So statement of financial position, it is also called as the balance sheet in the past. So the statement that is prepared to include the balances of assets, liability and equity is called the statement of financial position. It's helpful for the economic decision making of the stakeholders. So when you say stakeholders, they are the owners, suppliers, financial institution, creditors, customers, all of the people who are interested in the business. Okay. And the main elements, as I told you all before, it will be assets, equity and liability. Okay. So example, this is from your book, The Accounting Period of Nadika Business, and they have given you some assets. So you have to divide them as non-current and current assets. So these you all know already. You all know what a non-current asset is, what a current asset is. So you just have to put it in the correct place. Closing stock, it's a current asset. Land and building, non-current assets. Furniture, non-current asset. Trade debtors, current assets. Cash at bank, current assets. So like that, you have to divide them into non-current and current assets. So you all know these, we have learnt it last year. If you are not sure, just revise from grade 10 book. Okay, so one main thing that you should focus here is the assets of a business are presented in the order of liquidity. Okay, so what is liquidity? The ability to convert an asset to cash with minimum losses in a short period of time. Okay, so liquidity is when you can convert these assets into cash within a short period of time with minimum losses. So in that case, stocks are regarded as having less liquidity. It takes time for the stocks to be converted into cash. You need to sell them and obtain money. And then cash is considered as 100% liquidity, because cash in hand is cash at the end. So it has 100% liquidity. So here you will see closing stock first, and then the liquidity increasing, cash in hand has to come last. Okay, so just remember, you always put closing stock first, trade debtors, and then you can put all of the receivables in between. Cash at bank, cash in hand come last. And non-current asset also, always make sure to put land and building first. Okay, and you can also see fixed deposit is given separately here. Okay. So can you all quickly pause the video and do activity 5. Again, they have given you some assets. You have to divide them into current assets and non-current assets. Okay, so I hope you all would have done it. So if you have not done it, pause it again and do it again. Anyway, so if you have done it, now check your answers. You just have to divide them into non-current and current. So you will see closing stock coming first, debtors, income receivables comes under current asset. You all know the reason, because it is the amount that the cash inflow in the future to the business. There is a profit to the there is a cash inflow to the business in the future. And then cash at bank and cash in hand comes last. Then non-current assets, you put them motor vehicle, machinery and equipment, furniture. Nothing hard here. Okay. Equity. So you all know what equity is. So one thing I want to remind you all, we have done this last year as well. Equity will increase when there is a net profit and new capital introduction. This net profit we find it through profit and loss statement, income minus expenses. Equity decreases when there is a net loss and when there is drawings. Okay. So example, the accounting period starts on 1/1/2006 and ends on 31st. Capital, so they have given you some amount. They have given you the capital, withdrawals, that is drawings, net profit for the period. So you just have to find the equity as at 31st December 2006. So capital as at 1 Jan is 150. Then you have the net profit. You add net profit because equity will increase when you when there is a net profit. So when there is a net profit, you add it to the equity. So you add net profit, you got 200, then less withdrawals because drawings will reduce the equity. Then you reduce drawings, 20, cash and goods together, both, remember, not just cash and goods together. Then you will get an amount. So this is the value of the equity. Capital of rupees 180,000 as at 31st 12 2006 is the equity of the owner. So this is the equity of the owner. Okay. Next. Then we have the okay. Then there is activity. You all can pause the video and quickly do this. So first they have given you the owner's investment on the business. So all of the investment together you can put it as capital, and then the income is given, expenses is given, so you can find the profit. Drawings is given, so you find the drawings and find the equity of Sudhir. Okay, so total of the capital asset 1/1/2000 will be 240,000 cash and 30,000 worth of furniture and 300 worth of his own building for the business. All of this together 570,000. And the business earned rupees 360,000 worth of income. Expense 210. So income minus expense is net profit. So 360 minus 210 is 150. So net profit 150,000. During the period, the withdrawal rupees 18,000 in cash and rupees 7,000 worth of kits. So both goods and cash drawings 25,000 together, 18 plus 7. Then you add deduct that from what you got. So you will get the equity as at 30th 6 2000 is 695,000. So you know the capital as at 1/1/2000 profit, net profit 150, drawings 25, and the equity at the end of the period. Okay, so next is liability. So you all know what liabilities mean. So here again they have given you a list of liabilities. You just have to divide them as non-current liability and current liability. So all of you all know trade creditors come under current liability, rent payables current liability, bank loan it's more than 1 year, so it's non-current liability, insurance expense payable, you need to pay them in the future, that is current liability, loan interest payable, again payable in the future, so current liability, mortgage loan payable more than 1 year, so it says 2 years, so it comes under non-current liability. So you can divide them into non-current and current liability. So one thing you have to see here is under non-current liabilities always make sure that you put bank loan first, and under current liabilities make sure that you always put trade creditors first. Okay, that's all here. So by looking at this you all should be able to do the activity 7. So again I'm telling you all, try it girls, don't just stare at the screen and wait, pause the video and try it by yourself. Okay, so Madhushan has obtained a bank loan of rupees 480,000. So bank loan 480 under non-current liability, and then you have trade creditors 60,000 current liability, accrued employee salary is 9,000 current liability, accrued telephone expenses 4,000. So you add the total non-current liability and current liability, you get the total liabilities. Okay, so far we did everything separately. We did non-current liability here, we did equity, and then we did assets. Now the format is we put everything together. Okay, this is the format. So always remember to write the name of the business, statement of financial position, and as at 31st December whatever. Okay, so I don't have time to do the example with you anyway. So you put everything together: non-current assets, current assets, equity, non-current liability, current liability. Remember that assets equals to equity plus liability. So this total asset should be equal to the total equity and the liabilities that you get here. This amount should be equal to this. So that's all you all have to remember. And what should come first on liquidity basis. That's it girls. So there is an example in page 63. So I would like to do it with you all, but before that if you all like, you all can try it. All what you all have to do is first you all have to draw the format. That's very important, so that you all don't miss anything. So first you all draw the format, you all put the topic, you separate non-current, current assets, equity, you can write this if you like, or if not it's fine, non-current, current liability, and total equity. So you can even write closing stock here so that you won't forget, and debtors here, creditors here, so that you will not miss it out. Okay, so you all can do that. So then you have to put them in relevant places. Land and building comes under non-current assets, trade debtors current assets, creditors current liability. Likewise, you put them on the relevant places and you should be able to find the answer. So there is a homework for you all, activity 8, 9 and 10. So that's not hard. I want you all to do it and send it to me. I want to see the example as well, but it's better if you all can check it with the book. But activities I want to check. So if can, I will upload a video with how I am doing the examples. Okay, thank you girls.